The general public has not been very happy with the quality of the Mario Party games ever since ND Cube started creating them with Mario Party 9. However, people are enjoying Mario Party Superstars a lot, and some are even saying that it is their favorite Mario Party game, or at least in their top 5. People are very excited that this game is a return to form for the Mario Party series, which makes sense since this game literally just remakes boards and minigames from older Mario Party games that people consider to be fun. Today I'm going to be answering the question, is all the praise that this game has received valid? And I'm going to be answering that in the form of a review. Hey guys, this is Gaming Nate, and today I'm going to be giving my review of Mario Party Superstars. The first thing to talk about today is characters, which in my opinion is a pretty underwhelming start for this game. Mario Party Superstars only has 10 characters, which is the same amount as Mario Party 5 on the GameCube. With that few, the characters better at least be interesting picks. Look at Mario Party 5, that had 10 characters as well as Koopa Kid, which is a pick nobody was expecting to see. But nope, all 10 characters of Mario Party Superstars, I was not surprised that they were added. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Wario, Waluigi, and Yoshi have all been playable in every Mario Party game since Mario Party 3, so if they were absent from any Mario Party games, people would be mad. Rosalina has been a mainstay to every Mario series since she was introduced in the Super Mario Galaxy, so it's no surprise seeing her. Donkey Kong was playable in all the Nintendo 64 Mario parties, but was used for DK spaces in the GameCube games. However, this board only remade in N64 boards, so it's no surprise seeing DK returned. The last character which in my opinion was the only somewhat interesting pick, was Birdo, which has only been playable in a few Mario Party games, but in my opinion she should be a mainstay to the series as she is Yoshi's counterpart, and she is underrepresented in Mario games in my opinion. So overall, I think the roster in this game is sort of weak, especially for having the same size as the rosters nearly 2 decades before it. The first of 5 boards for me to talk about today is Yoshi's Tropical Island. This board is 2 islands and also has 2 main gimmicks. The first gimmick is that the star can only be in 2 different places, one on each island. When a player collects a star, the star doesn't move. Instead, the star only moves when you land on a happening space. The island without the star will have Bowser waiting for you, and he'll take away your coins. The other gimmick is the Womps, which is how you move from one island to the other. You have to pay the Womp at least 1 coin, and every time you pay a coin, the toll for the next player to pass the Womp is at least 1 coin more than what you paid. This is really fun because there's no limit to how high the toll can be, which means you can raise it up to a really high price to sabotage your friends if you have the most coins. Overall, this is only my 4th favorite board in this game, but it's still a high A tier in my opinion. The second board in this game is Spaceland. This board is designed with all the split paths leading to the middle of the map. The middle of the map is a big number that starts with 5 and it slowly goes down to 0. It goes down a number every time someone takes a split path from the middle of the board. Once the counter hits 0, a big blast laser thing moves from the top right of the map to the bottom right of the map, and if it hits anybody, they lose all their coins. The event spaces of this board are also interesting. Since this is a square-shaped board, there's a Womp riding a taxi that takes you back to the beginning of a row if you land on one of the happening spaces. You can also pay a Sniffit to have them take you or whoever lands on this space even further. Honestly though, this is my least favorite board in this game. This is because the main gimmick, being the laser, almost never ends up hitting anybody with more than 3 brain cells. It's still a good board though, and an A tier in my opinion. The third board in this game is Peach's Birthday Cake. In this board, the star is always in the same spot. It is designed as a somewhat linear board. There are also seeds that you can plant, 5 coins for a small piranha plant and 30 coins for a big piranha plant. A small plant will steal 5 coins from whoever lands on the space, while the big plant will steal a star from whoever lands on the space. There is also a flower lottery, which is mandatory and costs 10 coins. There are 4 different flowers. 3 of them will send you through the normal route around the board. However, if you get the Bowser plant, you will go around the Bowser section, and he'll steal coins from you. However, this can actually be a good thing sometimes because the flower lottery happens right after the star, and if you get the Bowser flower, it'll loop you straight back to the star, getting back to the star way faster than your opponents that took the normal route. This is my third favorite board in this game, as in my opinion everything in this board works really well. The only Mario Party 3 board in Mario Party Superstars is Woody Woods. This board's main gimmick is the arrows that decide which way you go on 3 of this board's split paths. Every turn the direction of the arrows switch. There are also happening spaces that change the direction of an individual split path, and you can pay coins to a Monty Mule to change the directions of all the arrows. This adds a lot of strategy as to when to use your items, because let's say if you have a triple dice, you're not going to want to use it when the arrows aren't pointing towards the star. On top of all this stuff I've already said, this board also has Woody, in which if you land on one of his spaces, 3 happening spaces, you get to choose between another dice roll and some coins. However, there's also an evil Woody, which will make you roll backwards or lose coins. But the evil Woody can also be good, because if you choose the backwards dice roll, there's a set of arrows right before Woody, so if they were pointing the wrong direction, you can go back and likely get onto the correct set of arrows the next turn. This board also has a lot of strategy to it, and it's my second favorite board in this game. It is also easily an S tier board in my opinion. Last but definitely not least, we have Horrorland. This board's main gimmick is a day and night cycle, similar to how Mario Party 6 boards work. Basically, every 2 turns, the board will switch from daytime to nighttime, which changes a few things about the board. First of all, all the boos on this board are active except for one at nighttime, and in daytime only that one boo is not active at night, is active at day. On top of that, the Womps fall asleep during night, making it so for a lot of split paths you can only go in one direction. Normally, during daytime, you can move the direction they are facing by giving them a couple coins. This board also has more boos than any other with 4, and every other board only having 1, and Peach's birthday cake has none. One of these boos is King Boo, which will steal some of everybody's coins for free, or will steal a star from everybody for the high price of 150 coins. There are multiple happening spaces and NPCs that can change the board from being day to night or vice versa. There is also Mr. Eye's Warp, which can send you from the bottom right of the board to the top left, or vice versa. It is very helpful because there are possible star locations to both warp zones. Overall, this is by far the most complex board in this game, and in my opinion, and that is why it is my favorite. Everything in this board simply works. Next up, I'm going to talk about the items in this game. The first item is a skeleton key, which opens a few gates, but it isn't really that helpful, and most of the time you just store them in your inventory for the entire game. Next up is the mushroom, which adds 5 spaces to your dice roll. There is also the cursed dice block that you can use on anybody, including yourself, to make them roll a 3 or less on their next roll. The double and triple dice, which gives you 2 or 3 dice rolls. The chomp call moves the location of the star, which can be really helpful if someone with a lot of stars is near the star. The warp block switches your spot with a random opponent, which usually is worse than a triple dice block, but it can sometimes be really helpful. A custom dice block lets you roll any number you want from 1 all the way to 10. The last item you can get from the normal item shop is the golden pipe, which warps you directly to the star. A Plunder Chest, which you can get from the forest shop in Woody Woods, steals a random item from anybody that you choose. The hidden block card makes a hidden block appear, but it is also way too expensive, costing 15 coins more than the golden pipe. The first of 5 items you cannot buy is the Boo Bell, which spawns a boo that you can steal coins or a star with. Next up is the Dueling Glove, which lets you play a duel minigame with the opponent of your choice. The Super Warp block lets you warp with the opponent of your choice. The Double Star card lets you get 2 stars at once, which is very helpful, but it is so rare that I have yet to get it in game. Last but not least is the Item Bag, which gives you other items until your inventory is full. Overall, this is a pretty good item selection in my opinion. Next up, I'm going to talk about the minigames. The game has 100 turns minigames returning from older Mario Party games, similar to the top 100. I will list the highlights in the minigame selection. Mushroom mix-up, where you go to the correct mushroom color on the flag Toad adds up. Facelift, where you move Bowser's face to try to get it to the most similar to the face in the middle. Shy Guy Says, where you pull up either the red or white flag correctly as Shy Guy guides you while he is trying to trick you. Hot Rope Jump, where you play jump rope over a fire rope that varies in speed. Bumper Balls, where you try to knock your opponents off the stage by bumping them. Chip Shot Challenge, where you try to golf a shot as close to the flag as possible. Paths of Peril, where you have to follow a very skinny path to try to fall off as little as possible and finish first. Trace Race, where you have to trace the line on the ground as precisely as possible and finish first. Book Squirm, where you have to be in a spot where there are holes in the book so that it won't crush you. Coney Island, where you have to collect as many ice cream balls falling from the sky as possible. Night Light Fright, where you have to shine your light at the chain jump wall is as close to you as possible. Bill Blasters, where you shoot bullet bills at your opponents from your rotating bill blaster. Pushy Penguins, where you have to avoid getting knocked into the water by the penguins running towards the water. What Goes Up, where you have to jump on paratroopers to get as high as you can. Snow World, where you have to press A, B, Y, and X in that order to get as good of a snowboarding jump as possible. The Final Countdown, where you have to stay away from the numbers counting down that are about to hit 0. Monty's Revenge, where you have to poke your head out for as much time as possible without getting hit by a Monty Mole. Rapid River Race, where you have to get to the end as quickly as possible without avoiding the lanes with urchins. Goal, where the 3 players try to get 10 goals in the soccer net while the 1 player is the goalie. Eats a Pizza, where you and your teammate have to eat as much of a pizza within the time limit. Dungeon Duos, where you have to go through a long obstacle course with your teammate faster than the other team. Burn Style, which is similar to Hot Rope Jump, but it's a 2v2 minigame and you're jumping over a weird spiky log thing. Rocky Road, where you have to destroy rocks in the middle of the road quicker than the opposing team. Paint Misbehavin', where you have to paint more. TikTok Hop, which is like Hot Rope Jump, but a dual minigame and you're jumping over the minute hand of the clock. And finally, Spin Doctor, where you have to make your way through rotating gates to get to the end of the level. The worst minigames in this game, however, are either really balanced 1v3 minigames or minigames where you have to rotate the joystick for as fast as possible, which literally hurts your palm. So now it's time for my overall opinions about this game. Do I think it is worth it? Yes. I'm not even going to try to say it's only worth it if so-and-so is worth it no matter what. Even if you have played the Nintendo 64 Mario Party games already, this game has full online compatibility with randoms. When you are bored, you can just hop on the game with random players and have a great time. Or a terrible time if you lose your stars via chance time. On top of that, this game changes some of the boards, especially Peach's birthday cake and Horrorland, enough where it is worth experiencing them again. Furthermore, this game is one of the best minigame collections, so if you've ever wanted to play Book Squirm and What Goes Up in the same game, now you can. Overall, this is my third favorite Mario Party game, only under Mario Party 7 at number 2 and Mario Party 6 at number 1. This game also has overall the best board selection in any Mario Party game yet, in my opinion, as all of them are at least A tier in my opinion. But anyways guys, that is all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. But anyways guys, this video is going to be done. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Bye bye.